Welcome back to Critical Corner, unfiltered commentary, not your truth, the real truth. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back from Fox News. The more I say I can't believe it, the more I question myself and why I'm saying I can't believe it. Because these people are crazy. Crack pipe distribution funded by HHS prioritizing underserved communities report. Yeah. Now, listen to this one. We've all heard the stuff about giving out safe needles to heroin addicts, things like that. But this is not the same, and I'll tell you why. Health and Human Services Department is rolling out a $30 million grant program that will fund the distribution of items like crack pipes for smoking illicit substances. They say, well, it's for safety considerations, but no, it's not. The Washington Free Beacon initially reported on the program, knowing that the department would prioritize applicants in underserved communities as defined under one of President Biden's executive orders. An HHS spokesman reportedly told the Beacon that the grants would fund smoking kits with pipes for users to smoke crystal meth, crack cocaine, and any illicit substances. Now, here's where it gets to be absolutely crazy. The grant document references Biden Executive Order 13985, titled Advancing Racial Equity and Support for Underserved Communities Through the Federal Government. What they're saying is, equity, we all know what equity means. Equity is not equality. Equity means we take from one group and give to another. Since white people already have the white privilege or privilege in society, they don't count as equity. Equity is now going to give crack pipes and other things that consume illegal and destructive drugs to minority communities, black communities, with preference. Are you out of your mind? How racist is that? Unfreaking believable. Equity for underserved communities. And we all know they consider underserved communities not low income, but communities of color. The order defines equity, and this is where they play, here's where they basically do word salad. As a consistent, systematic, fair, just, and impartial treatment of all individuals, including individuals who belong to underserved communities that have been denied such treatment, such as Black, Latino, and Indigenous Native persons, Asian Islanders, and other persons of color, and it goes on and on and on. So they're going to get first priorities on these new crack pipes and other things to help use and smoke illicit, dangerous, and destructive drugs. That all they do is destroy lives, destroy families, they destroy neighborhoods, they destroy the culture. $30 million. Persons with disabilities, yeah, boy, I'm sure there's a lot of them around. These people are insane. They're giving equity to everybody that's not white so they can use illegal drugs easier. Every single survey I've ever seen in my lifetime, and I was born in 1956, has shown that the vast majority of unlawful drugs consumed that do the most destruction, that are the most violent, the things they do to communities and people is just unspeakable. The addiction rate is tremendous, is in low-income communities. And the vast majority of them in the major cities are non-white. I'm not saying there aren't poor white people, there are. But the vast majority, disproportionate amount, is non-white people. And they're going to let them use drugs and make it easier for them to destroy themselves. Unbelievable. The text of the order also defines underserved communities as populations sharing a particular characteristic, as well as geographic communities that have been systematically denied a full opportunity to participate in aspects of social, economic, and civic life, exemplified by the list in the preceding definition of equity. Particular characteristic. We all know what that means. It's color. So you're going to let people that are non-white have access to crack pipes and other paraphernalia so they can destroy themselves further and spread it out amongst that community. This is exactly what they're doing. They're not even hiding it anymore. HHS spokesman said the report stated the department called the Beacon's report misinformation. It's just going word for word what they said in the grant. This is blatant misinformation, he said, the HHS spokesman. The harm and reduction grant offered by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services and authorized by the American Rescue Plan, well, there's a lot of names, is a grant program designed to Americans who are struggling with substance stay healthy and safe. That's a lie. Well, they wouldn't put in the equity. Equity means non-white. Let's cut through the BS before we all drown in it. Programs are incredibly expensive for drug addiction. I know some family members that have had drug problems in the past. Some have passed away now, and it's horrendous, and it's tough. It's 10 times worse than alcoholism, and that's widespread. Like all programs that use the federal funding, these grants must adhere to relevant state, federal, and local laws or regulations. Yeah, okay. Drug paraphernalia isn't... I can't think of a state, well, maybe there's a couple of drug paraphernalia isn't against the law, but they're going to go along with local. It's a lie. An absolute lie. HHS received a wave of backlash after the issue surfaced. Do you think? Tom Cotton, a Republican Arkansas, derided HHS efforts in a tweet on Sunday. Once again, misinformation just means true facts that makes Democrats look bad. I love that. That is exactly right. That is exactly right. Senator Cotton, I don't agree with everything you say, but that's exactly right. Misinformation just means true facts that made Democrats look bad. And then you can stop that and list all the things you can purchase, equipment, enhance the harm reduction efforts, and blah, 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 blah. And, of course, it's reiterated what Senator Cotton said about misinformation is just things that make the Democrats look bad. This isn't about needle distribution to help hepatitis and all the other things that can be transmitted by needles, AIDS, other things. This is about having drug paraphernalia to use illegal substances, incredibly dangerous illegal substances, to minority communities. Think about that for a minute. All you probably 10 or 15% of the Democrats that are not nuts, think about this. Equity for underserved communities. And we all know by the rhetoric of the last few years exactly what they mean by that. And they've said so in plain English, non-white neighborhoods. That means they want to make it easier for non-white neighborhoods to use drugs and actually probably expand their usage. Unfreaking believable. You 10 or 15% Democrats that are still not nuts yet that all voted for Joe Biden. Guys, this is what your party's turned into. Giving out free crack pipes to non-white people and calling it equity. Wake up. Wake up. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.